What's going on, everybody? It's Monday. It's the day after. It's a Miz in the midday. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the NFL today. And your 3-1 New York Football Giants, baby. The Giants are 3-1. You can't take it away. Because when I told you in August, if I told you we'd be 3-1, the other fans would laugh at us. And we would be ecstatic. The Giants are 3-1. They have a really strong defense. And they are led by the man who owns the league right now, number 26, Barkley. Barkley's a beast. He's healthy, and he's carrying this entire offense on his legs. Now look, Daniel Jones is playing some really good football. Some of the best football of his life. Alright, he's carrying the team. He's using his legs, which are a major weapon. Now, I felt they're overusing him. They're ODing with this RPO, and it's proven to be true because, once again, one too many runs, and Jones has suffered an injury to the ankle. And I'm assuming he's probably not going to play next week. So you're going to call up Webb. And, you know what? Listen, man. People are going to say Webb looked good in August. But, August, Webb was playing against UPS drivers and guys who make pizzas. And they're all back at their jobs. He's going to be up against a real defense and a very strong Green Bay Packers team. So, Webb is not the guy I really want to see. But we'll go with him. And I think that our coaching staff has proved that they will have an excellent game plan. This coaching staff has... we have a real coaching staff, man. For the first time in years, I have a full confidence in them. They will always put a game plan together. It doesn't guarantee a win, but the Giants will be ready to play this tough game in London next Sunday. We've lost a lot of key players. But I'm hoping one man can get back. And he's a big key to the Giants' offense opening up a little more. And that's Kadarius Toney. Toney, the time has come for you to step up for this football team. You put Toney in this game. I think you're mixing Webb as a quarterback. But a lot of plays throughout this game, the Giants can use Toney at the Wildcat. Toney played high school quarterback. He's got an arm. He's got speed. I think you line him up in the Wildcat with Barkley next to him. And you catch this league and Green Bay by surprise. You shock them and you run the Wildcat all game long. You never know if Toney's going to run. You don't know if he's going to pitch it or hand off to Barkley. You don't know if he's going to run an end around with one of the receivers like James. And you don't know if he's going to throw a ball down the field. He has an excellent arm. There's a lot you can do with this offense to shock Green Bay. And try to make this a game, and we definitely have the defense to hang around. Might be a tough game to win. Well, we're going to go out there, give it our best shot. The Giants are 3-1, and I don't care if the haters say you didn't play anybody and the Bears are no good. The Chicago Bears were 2-1 coming in, allowing 0 touchdowns in the second half in this season. So the Bears have a pretty damn good defense. And at no point yesterday, even when we lost 2 quarterbacks, Jones and Taylor, you still never got nervous or worried that we were going to lose this game. And they closed it out. And that was big. I'm excited. I'm happy about the Giants. I know they got 2 really hard games coming up. We'll play the games and we'll see what happens. And then you have a third tough game in Jacksonville. But a lot of people are overhyping the Jaguars because they started scoring points. But you got to look back. The 2 teams they beat before the Eagles were injured. A lot of injuries filled. They didn't have their real squads. The Chargers were banged up bad. Herbert was not even healthy. So listen. And they played Philadelphia and then they caught them early. But the Eagles came back and spanked them later. So I'm not really worried about no Jaguars. We'll worry about that bridge in 3 weeks. And by then we could be a much, much healthier team. Yesterday was a good win. The Giants are 3-1. You can't take it away. They're tied for second place. It's turning out to be a tough division. But all in all, for a year that we're supposed to be growing in, a very young team, it's about the process this year. You have to be proud that this team is giving you first month of winning football. And the expectations I would have is not playoffs or anything big just yet. But you have an expectation that we haven't had here in about 5 years. That the Giants will be playing meaningful football in December. And I can almost promise you that. I wanted to go around the league real quick. I'm not looking to make this long today. Let's look around the league. The Philadelphia Eagles are 4-0. You make an argument they're one of the best teams in football. You can't take it away. Led by Hurts, who's having a big-time season here early in the season. All right? So it's looking like the Eagles have their quarterback. The Dallas Cowboys continue to shock everybody. They continue to win games. They won the game pretty easily yesterday. And this backup quarterback, Cooper, is playing unbelievable. And it has to leave Dallas management now with a dilemma. You know, do you ride this kid? He's a hot, good quarterback. He's accurate and he makes no turnovers. Or do you go back to Dak on a week where you find yourself in an extremely tough game? You're going to be going to the Rams. And the Rams could be coming off a loss tonight to the Niners. We'll see. And you bring Dak in and he's not ready and they lose. You suddenly start to hear the fans whispering. And it could create a quarterback controversy over there. But nonetheless, the Dallas Cowboys are 3-1. They've survived their storm. And they're going to be in the runnings. Also, they have one of the best defenses in football. You know, in the summer I heard people tell me the Kansas City Chiefs are done. They're not going to be the same. Some people were picking them to finish in last place. I was laughing, man. You're telling me the Kansas City Chiefs are going to finish in last place? All because they lost Tyreek Hill? You fucking people got to be out of your fucking mind. As long as Andy Reid and Mahomes are there, you could throw 3 sanitation workers on that field as wide receivers. The Chiefs are going to win. And last night, boy, did they take it to Tampa in front of the nation. They spanked the shit out of what people call and know as one of the top defenses in the league. Kansas City spanked the shit out of them, beat them up and mopped them up and down the field for 4 full quarters in Tampa. Now, you want to make a case Tampa's a little tired. They had the hurricane this week. They had to go down to Miami. They had to stay in different places. Okay. But 41 points against this front seven? Boy, the Chiefs put up a statement to the country. Slow your roll. We ain't going nowhere. Kansas City will still be there at the end. Never doubt Andy Reid and Mahomes. Never. I don't care who's on the field with them. It's Andy Reid, Mahomes, and that damn beast tight end. Hey. The Buffalo Bills came back and won a big-time game. Made up for the game they lost in Miami. They were down 17-3 to a monster Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson that no one so far this year has been able to stop. And in the second half, the Bills stifled that offense. Coming back 17-3 to tie the game at 20. Now, Harbaugh has an ego. He's one of the best coaches in the league. There's no doubt about it. But you dropped the ball and you lost this game single-handedly yesterday, Harbaugh. Because at 20-20, what was it, 3.5 minutes left? 4th down, you got cocky. You got damn right arrogant. And what you told your defense is, I don't believe in you. You suck as a defense. So I'm going to go for it on 4th down against one of the top defenses in the league in Buffalo. You got arrogant. You're supposed to kick the field goal, make it 23-20, and put your defense on the field in their own home stadium and tell them to come up with a stop. You played the game wrong, and now you left your defense doubting you as a coach. I mean, we're talking about one of the best coaches in the league because you told your defense, I don't believe in you. And Josh Allen, you gave him one chance, you left the door open, and the man came right down the field and won the game with a field goal, 23-20 Buffalo. That's a big comeback win for the Bills. And it's a hurtful loss to the Ravens. Not in a way where it's going to hurt their season. The Ravens are still going to be a real good team this year. It's that the coach turned his back on his defense. And that's going to be a problem. He's going to have to find a way to make that up to them. Now, he's a great coach, and I'm pretty sure he'll patch that up. But for this week, things are not all happy and comfy in Ravenland. And you saw it last night when Peters went after his head coach. And he was damn right. He was damn right. Because the coach told him and his defense, you guys aren't good enough, I don't believe in you. And we're talking about the Baltimore Ravens. Historically built and known on their defense. You put that D out there 20-20, you kick the field goal 23-20, and you tell your defense, hold this Bills team, we win this game 23-20. I don't care if they haven't been good this year or whatever they are. You still put them out there and show that you believe in them. I thought that was a bad move. The New York Jets, and they did what I thought they would do in the video when I said it on Friday in my Miz picks. The Jets are due to go down the field and win a game. Put a drive together in the middle to late fourth quarter. I said that in my video. Put a drive together, go down and score 7 and win a football game. And Wilson did just that. 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter with the game-winning drive down the field in the final minutes. And I think he put it in the end zone. I don't know, I believe there was, about 16 or 18 seconds left in the game. You know what? You got to tip your hat to the kid. He played well. And he gave the Jet fans hope. And instead of being 1-3, coming home to the media who's waiting to tear you up and destroy you, you won a big game in Pittsburgh. Even if the Steelers are not what they've always been, still one of the toughest places to win a game in. You come home 2-2, and you give your fan base a season. And it's been a long time in New York since both teams have given a season past Halloween. And that's why this year is looking like a good one. Just that alone. I expect both teams to play meaningful games into December. And you can't ask for more than that right now. We'll see where we stand after Thanksgiving. The Washington Redskins, the Commandos, the football team, or whatever you want to call the fucking clowny organization. You're a mess. This team's a fucking disaster. Wentz, he's older than some of my grandfather's socks. Anyone seen Chase Young in the last 2 years? What happened to this guy? Where'd he go? I mean, this guy might be MIA more than Tony. The Commandos. You got an organization that's a disaster. They don't know what their name is. They don't know where they play anymore. Their fans don't know what to call them. The football team. On Tuesday, they're the football team. On Friday, they're the Commandos. On Sunday, they want to be the Redskins, but they're not allowed to be, so they call themselves something else. Why don't you change your name to the Hippopotamuses? This fucking team's a disaster. They're 1-3. They are horrible. They look like garbage. I don't know what happened to this defense. You have an owner that's getting shoved out of the league. There's allegations all over the place. And let's be honest. I mean, if you could get in a room alone, just alone, Ron Rivera, and just you and Ron Rivera alone, and he would be honest, he took a lie detector test, I guarantee you, that man wants out of there. He won't say it because he took the job, he was excited about it, and he was confident he was going to turn the ship around. I guarantee you that guy's looking for a way out right about now. He's too good to be involved with that mess. It's like no matter what you do over there, that team is just a loser. They've been a loser for so long. And that's not even their history. They have a good history. 3 Super Bowl rings, man. Joe Gibbs. What's happened over there? You got an owner disrespecting women. I mean, it's a fucking disaster, man. I mean, you're the Commanders, you're the Redskins, you're a football team. What are you? Do you have a fucking name? Do you even have a stadium anymore? Where do you play? What's next? I mean, you put on these new black jerseys to look all fly and hot. Look at us, yo. We're decked out in black. We're looking intimidating. And then you don't show up to the game. It's like half the team went fishing at the lake. Yo, why don't you take those beautiful, sick-looking jerseys and turn yourself into a fucking hockey team? Yo, Washington's a goddamn mess, bro. And I love it. I love it. You're 1-3. You didn't show any guts yesterday. Sorry, you played football for one quarter, and then the Cowboys, with a backup quarterback, just rolled you right over. All right? At least the Giants fought with Dallas down to the final minute of the game. You ain't got no heart no more, man. You ain't got it. I feel bad for a player like Sweat, defensive end, because he really plays hard and pours his heart into it. And he's stuck in that trash can in Washington. What'd you think? You threw on some new dark jerseys, black with yellow numbers, and you tried to look like the Pittsburgh Steelers for a day? You thought maybe you would wake up the team and they'd come at Dallas? Yeah, that got you all of about 12 minutes of football. Like I said, maybe it's time to look for a new sport. The problem with that team in Washington, all right, is this. There's an infection in the organization, and it's coming all the way from the top. And until you clean out the core of that infection, it's going to continue to spread like blood pumping through your veins around your system. The entire system is destroyed, and it's all coming from the core, the top. Hey, I don't mind if it stays that way, do you? Right now, I gotta say, Washington's probably the worst team in football. The Detroit Lions, things haven't worked out, but at least they play hard and they put up points. Now, they haven't gotten the results, but Washington was supposed to be a pretty good team. They have a strong defense. They have a veteran quarterback that came out the gate the first week smoking. It's the same old shit. And I promise you, the division is gonna beat up on that team all year long. And I'll be the first to admit that I got that pick wrong this week. And I've been on fire all year, and I got 2 picks wrong this week. It was Detroit and Washington. But the Miz is still 18 for 21 on the season with the spreads. And 18 for 21 is pretty damn good, if I may say so myself. I'll continue to do the homework on the games. Washington has an angry Tennessee Titans team coming in this week. Good luck. It's probably a 50-50 game. But if we look at the teams and how Washington's been playing, all it takes is one punch in the mouth and Washington rolls over and plays dead. And the Raiders won their first game. I told you they would. They were a lock, and a lot of people thought so. The Raiders won a game. They played solid football. They looked good. And the Denver Broncos do not look anything like advertised. And before the season, I predicted Denver would finish in last place in the AFC West when a lot of people were jumping on their wagon because of Russell Wilson. When you can't go buy a quarterback from another organization and think that things are just going to light up in week 1. It doesn't usually work that way in football, and it usually could take a year. The Broncos are not on the same page offensively. And I still believe the Broncos will finish in last place in that division. The Raiders will put some wins together. Tonight you got the Niners and the Rams. It's going to be a close game. I think it's always a tough game between those two. I am leaning a little towards the 49ers. Because I could see the Niners coming back off of a bad loss last week to Denver and winning this game. They will definitely step up for this game emotionally, and I think Jimmy G always brings a good game against division rivals, especially the Rams. He had a horrible game last week, so I think he'll bounce back. He also hasn't played much this year, so that was like a preseason game for him to knock the rust off. And then the Rams will turn around even if they lose tonight. And they will get a Dallas team at home next week. And I could totally see the Rams beating Dallas right there. Dallas would be due for a loss. But that's for next week. And that's looking ahead. Saquon Barkley is the star of the league right now. He's the beast everyone always thought he could be. I love it, and I hope he stays healthy and continues. And the Buffalo Bills want Barkley. And to the Buffalo Bills, you know what I say? I'd like to be the president of the United States tomorrow. You know? How can I get that? You know, I'd like to be a millionaire on Tuesday. You want Barkley? Get in line. So does 29 other teams. There ain't no Saquon Barkley for you, and I'm not interested in the 30th pick in the first round. I'll keep my superstar, and I'll build this team around him. I remember when the Vikings built around Peterson, they had a pretty damn strong offense. Now, Jones is playing some great football, man. Not stats-wise, but he's putting his heart and guts into it. If you watch the games, he's changed and he's grown and he's protecting the ball and making all the right reads. And he's making the right decisions to take off with the ball when he has to. But you can't sustain this all year because the man gets hurt. You're going to get him hurt seriously. He got a high ankle sprain yesterday. I doubt we have him next week. But this is the problem. And I know you don't have the receivers, but you got to find a way to let him throw some footballs. And fucking Slayton, man, I backed you up. When you go downfield for a bomb, catch the damn ball. Catch the damn ball. Because that 150-yard pass a game is huge. We need you. We need Tony to get back on the field. We got to get Robinson healthy. And we got to see what Jones can do with these weapons. But again, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the year, it's going to be a big decision for this regime. And I completely trust Joe Shane and Dabble. And some people don't like hearing this. But there's going to be big quarterbacks in that draft. And there is a quarterback that the Giants are very hot for. And that's Levis from Kentucky. I don't care if he fumbled this past Saturday. The guy has all the tools, all the looks of an alpha male quarterback. And I'm telling you, I love Daniel Jones. But the NFL is a business and you guys got to factor that in. You can't think with your heart. You got to use your mind. But hey, I'm a fair guy. And I give Daniel Jones the whole season. And right now, I love what I'm seeing in Daniel Jones. It may seem like I play two sides of the fence. Well, oh well. I'm a Giant fan that bleeds blue. And yes, I am stuck between two rocks. I like Daniel Jones. We drafted him. I'd love to see him be the guy. I'd like to see him grow. But on the other hand, I understand this regime didn't draft him. I understand Jones hasn't delivered really. He hasn't had the ability, the tools to do so. But it's a business and his contract is up. And we happen to be coming up on a draft that has quarterbacks. You gotta understand that. And when I don't think we'd be able to keep both Barkley and Jones. And I'm telling you right now, Barkley has to be part of this future. And I don't mean if you have to tag him for a year, you do so because it's a business. Next week we go to London, which I fucking hate. It's nonsense. You're going to play a game at 9:30 in the morning, which is complete bullshit. That means I got to get up at 6 to do my workout routine before the games like I do every Sunday. So you suck, NFL, with this London shit. So we're going to go out there with a walking ER because we got a lot of players on injury. And we may not have a normal quarterback. So we'll talk later in the week about what to expect out of that game. But right now the Giants are 3-1. And what do I expect? I expect the Giants to go to Green Bay led by this coaching staff having a great game plan and this defense. And I expect us to go pound for pound with Green Bay for that game. Are we going to win at the end of the game? I don't know. The Packers are favored 7.5 for a reason. And Aaron Rodgers is a beast. Packers also have a pretty good defense. You know what? Let's go in there and play the game. I expect us to put up a game. The Giants at 3-1. Enjoy it, fan base. Check me out later in the week, Friday, for the Mrs. Pick segment.